Arguably, the Easter Brothers are the best bluegrass gospel group ever. Now, if you argue that, you can consider them definitely the most prolific. Russell, James, and Ed Easter performed together for more than 60 years, singing incredible brother gospel harmony and composing more than 300 songs together. And though the last brother James passed away in December of 2021 at the age of 89, the Easter children and grandchildren continue to perform gospel music across the United States. The younger generation are sometimes affectionately referred to as the Easter Bunnies. Now, of course, with the last name Easter, you would think they were born to spend their entire lives singing gospel and spreading the word of God. But the reality is their early introduction to music was quite far from the church and the Bible, almost as far as you could get. The brothers' mom, Lily Mae, was the one to introduce her sons to music, but not to the church. The oldest Easter brother, Simon, wasn't that interested in playing, but the second oldest, Russell, learned to play on a $3 guitar that his mom bought him. Now, Russell taught his younger brother, James, to play the guitar as well, and the youngest brother, Ed, well, he would pretend to play banjo on a stick and play along. Russell and James started playing in bars in their hometown of Mount Airy, North Carolina. And in addition to the music, they were also drinking alcohol. James was 10 and Russell was 12, and by the time they were teenagers, they were full-blown alcoholics. When Russell was 14, he got into a bottle of bad whiskey, almost died from alcohol poisoning, and he would have died if James hadn't carried him to a doctor to save his life. Now, Russell would marry Myrtle Bell, and Myrtle decided the best thing to do for Russell and his alcoholism was to get him away from Mount Airy. They moved to Myrtle's hometown, Danville, Virginia. She got Russell to attend church and got him away from the booze. Russell started a singing group with 3 of his new friends. They called themselves the Green Valley Quartet. James, however, was still in Mount Airy, and his group of friends not only were drinking, but they were stealing cars for joyrides. At 16, James was caught by the police, found guilty of a felony, and tried as an adult and sentenced to 10 years in jail. Now, James would attend church in jail, even formed the prison band, called the Prison Band, a group that played bluegrass and country. He was released for good behavior after serving only 5 years, but once back in Mount Airy, he went right back to his old ways. It wasn't until one day sharpening a blade on an emery wheel. The wheel cracked and a piece of stone flew directly into his chest. Now, he promised to God that if he survived that, he would make things right in his life. He survived. He moved to Danville, Virginia to be with Russell and his youngest brother, Ed, who had moved there as well. The 3 battled alcohol and started playing music again. They toured with Reno and Smiley, and Reno and Smiley got them a recording contract with King Records. Reno and Smiley even recorded one of their novelty songs, Jimmy Caught the Dickens, Pushing Ernest in the Tub. Now, King Records wanted them to change from the gospel music to more love songs, but the Easter Brothers said, no, we are going to be a gospel group, and that's all we're going to sing. And their big break came from, of all people, Elvis Presley. In a New York magazine, Elvis was asked about his favorite records, and Presley said he listened to a lot of Southern gospel, and one of his recent favorites was a song called Darkest Hour by the Easter Brothers. Elvis fans started flooding the phone lines at King Records trying to get the album and learning more about the Easter Brothers. Now, a number of different musicians would be part of the Easter Brothers band through the years, including Alan Mills, who would go on to play with Lost and Found, and as mentioned, children and the grandchildren of the original 3 brothers. But for 60 years, the foundation was always Russell, James, and Ed. Their music would have a massive influence on many, including the Lonesome River Band, who recorded a tribute to the Easter Brothers in 2021. And I do not believe that Christianity is the path for everyone, but it was definitely the correct path for the Easter Brothers. Happy Easter, everyone.